Right, hi, I'm Vince Speedmark 2, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Science. In fact, I'm actually filming these back to back, so I might publish them back to back. So, like I said, last time we were just leaving Kerbin after our rather uneventful boost. So, what we're going to do this time is we're going to boost time right up until we get to the moon, and then obviously do our capture deburn and land on the moon. This is our approach and landing stage, which actually looks like it might have probably more than enough fuel to get us there, deorbit us, and land us on the moon. If I look at the map, I can't see anything because the moon's not where it's going to be when we get there, but I was hoping to land maybe in that big crater that you can see just rotating out of view there, because that looks nice and flat at the bottom. If not, we'll find one of the smaller craters. The problem with the procedural craters sort of mod that came in 0.21 is that, well, there's craters in the middle of craters, so you're not guaranteed to get a flat bottom right in the middle of a crater because there might be another impact site there. Okay, we're in the moon's sphere of influence now, so if we set up a deorbit burn, in fact we can almost, if there's a good crater anywhere nearby, turn the keythane grid off. I have got keythane installed. Okay, maybe not deorbit that much. Do a two-stage deorbit. There you go. That brings us roughly near that crater, and then we can change our inclination slightly. Anyway, yeah, so that 6 minutes burn time is based on when I was doing those minor adjustments at minimum thrust, so it probably won't take that long to deorbit, maybe 2 minutes. Right, but until then, let's line ourselves up and boost. The plan is eventually, probably the last episode of this series will be landing Kerbals on the moon and maybe bring them back, hopefully. After which, probably that'll be the end of the series, and plan in the next series will be to set up a moon base, and hopefully I'll be able to do longer YouTube videos by then, so you've not got millions of videos to go through just to follow the same story. So I'll be able to do maybe half-an-hour videos. After that, I think people get even more bored than they do now. Okay, so let's get there and start this deal. In fact, I'm just gonna do a quick burn now just to get an accurate picture of how long it'll take us to deorbit. 41 seconds. So actually, we don't have to do anything now until, again, 20 seconds. Ooh, yeah, not too fast. I've missed my deorbit node. Never mind. Okay, here we are in a very dodgy orbit around the moon, and I've just taken a closer look at that crater, and it looks like a terrible landing site. So what we're going to do is going to land in the original planned crater, this big crater here. Probably one of the little sub-craters within it actually would be a good idea. So we'll boost until we are all the way around again. It's not a bad little craft, this, actually. The problem is we don't have solar sails, and so really I shouldn't have the SAS turned on, because that uses power, and that's all the electric charge we have. So I should start turning the SAS off when we're not using it. I'm going to do is I'm going to deorbit here and deorbit into the bottom of that crater. The Kerbin is not directly overhead, but you know, close enough. I want to bring this back here actually, and I like to deorbit so that I'm falling pretty much directly downwards. It's not so bad on worlds with that atmosphere, but if you try and do that into an atmosphere, you'll just burn up. If you find that I'm talking rubbish, it's because I'm dosed up on cold and flu medication, so you know that's probably why. Here we are, ready to start the deorbit burn at 15 seconds, which should be now. Okay, and yep, pretty much right where we wanted to, on top of that big hill, but with lunar rotation we might lose a bit of that. We might sort of end up back here somewhere. What I'm going to do is deploy the legs now. Yeah. And probably should have checked before that they extend further than the engine, but they do, so that's alright. And turn the SAS off for a bit so we're not using so much power. Okay, so that was lucky. I thought we were definitely going to crash into the surface there, but we find ourselves, it looks like a nice little flat plane. Kerbin should be in view somewhere. Focus on the landing, please, Vince. Thank you. We'll find Kerbin later, but it's nice and flat, so it should be quite easy to build a moon base here at some point, which is the focus of the next series, if I ever do one, which I hopefully will. In fact, I definitely will. But it'll be longer videos so that we don't have to do quite so many episodes. So actually it looks like I have timed I've set the fuel amount just right for this stage, so I need to be pretty much vertical on my land because and yeah, the problem with tall rockets is that they're very top heavy, particularly now that I've used up most of this fuel. Okay, so basically we've landed on the moon, but yeah, we're here. And as an unmanned probe, there's no one or no scientific equipment, so this is just to see that if we could land on the moon or not. I will deploy all these antennae. Right, so we've extended our antenna, we've transmitted all the data back to Kerbin. What we're going to do now is we're going to return this craft back to Kerbin and try and land it. You'll remember what I said before that I forgot to put parachutes on this, so we'll need to rely on the lunar ascent stage to land us safely on Kerbin. That is just basically when we leave lunar orbit, we leave in a retrograde direction, which means that we'll end up crashing into the surface of Kerbin. But before we crash, I'm relying on the atmosphere to slow us down to about 190 or so meters per second, and then we'll fire up the engine again, and hopefully that'll bring us down safely. I reckon if we sort of cut the engine at about 10 meters above ground, the tank and engine should cushion the fall, and the probe should survive, which is all really we need. So let's try it out. I'm just setting up a burn that'll take us definitely back to Kerbin, and based on the position of the KSC right now, or Hercules Landing, which is near the KSC, I think in about 9 hours the KSC should be... Okay, so one orbit will get back to there, and then probably the KSC should be reasonably nearby this location, so we should end up near the KSC, if not directly on top of it. So let's try that out. Right, this is where we start up our deorbit, escape burn from the moon. 7 seconds, that's now. Like I said, I'm just aiming to be trying to intercept the KSC, so doing the most efficient burn ever. And go. A bit more. Okay, that should just about do it. Of course, I'll turn out to be completely wrong as usual, but never mind. So this is the return stage, which is just the ascent engine, ascent tank, and the probe body, and all the batteries. Turn that ASS off, and we should have enough power to get back. Right. As you can see, our calculations weren't far off, just a little bit off. Let's turn that off so we don't overshoot. Yeah, so we should be reasonably in the vicinity of the KSC, probably the next continent along, knowing my luck. And there we go. Oh dear, Athena 1's landing wasn't that great. I've been Vince Speed, and it's been Kerbal Space Science. Join us next time for Athena 2, that will have parachutes and will make it all the way to the moon and back. Thank you.